I think originally I wanted to do a porch on the back of the house. That was like my main goal at that point. And then we talked about a lot of different things that we would love to do if we could change the house. And one of our neighbors had used them for a kitchen renovation, I believe. And so we see them walking, and so we're like, well, what'd you think? And they were like singing high praises, and I was like, okay. I'm like, what was not good? And they didn't really have anything to say, which is shocking. And I was like, okay, I think they're very educated, well, researched people. I'm like, I think I found somebody I want to work with.
The real motivation is we literally us, with our hands, renovated 2 upstairs bathrooms, and we needed our master bath renovated. And I was told, we are not doing this. Yeah. So we needed to get the master bath. So that's the real impetus for all this.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
And then we added it.
So, and then the bath sit next to a foyer with an open, yeah. So like if we reclaim some of that space because we were missing closet space in the bathroom and our bedroom, you always need more storage. We didn't have a linen closet, cleaning supplies, all that stuff in piles. It's like, let's create a space where that goes.
So the renovation, the porch was great.
Everyone loves the porch. We love the porch.
Yeah.
We have guests over, we sit there. Christmas is there.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving's in there.
Right. And when we were starting it, my parents were here, and they're in their 80s, 90s. And I'm like, we need a heated floor. We need the, what's that thing called? The mini split. So we can cool it because, it gets really hot. And we had a design, it was all good. And then Steve came in and he's like, can I make some suggestions? And I'm like, sure. And his suggestions were like spot on. And, he just made really good suggestions, like when we were doing stuff. And it just made the plans that we originally had so much better. So I think we were really happy with his suggestions and stuff. And even when we were away, I think there was something, you don't know what you're gonna find when you open up walls, whatever, ceilings, and there was like beams that couldn't be moved and things like that. And he was like, okay, we could do this, or we could do this, or we could do this. So I just felt like he always had an answer for whatever was going on. So that worked out really well.
Very customer focused. I want to do right by you. Several situations that were difficult, where he stood by what we wanted and made things happen, which, you remember that forever. So we had, good decisions. We have probably another renovation of a kitchen or something coming up, and, I'm sure I will be told we're using Noble Renovation. When we go on our porch, we tell everyone, this is the most expensive porch in the world. And it's true. It's true. I mean, heated floor, mini split, thing, phantom screen. So, but I mean, it's family memories that you have in there, right? So, yes, it's expensive, but you're also building the value of your house. So, hopefully you're making a space that's more comfortable for you to live in, which, it has been, making it more efficient and getting rid of piles in your house and things like that. So, yes, it was expensive. If you're a subscriber to, you get what you pay for. Colton coming around every day, tidying up the space because you have to still live there. It makes a difference. Knowing the guys are coming tomorrow and not, gone for a week and then not showing up, so you know what's going on, that makes a difference. And it, his software, you got to pay for that. He's got good people, you got to pay for those. So we feel good about, some of that money going to pay Colton and Raul and Leah and company.
Yeah. Oh no, they were great. Raul is fantastic. He and I just hit it off right away. I was telling somebody who's in the process of using them, I'm like, talk to Raul, tell him what your issues are. He will work with you. I went with him several places. We had a design for the master bath, and going back and forth, and we picked up some stuff, and he's like, okay, do you like this? And I'm like, yeah, I think I do. And then he's like, I can tell that you don't love it. He was like, he's very intuitive, and he's like, what, tell me what's going on. And I was like, I'm not sure about this color now, blah, blah, blah. And so we talked it out, and then I want it dark and light. So I originally had dark tile and then light walls, and then we ended up switching it. So we did the light tile and the dark wall. So that way, if I ever want to change anything out, I can. But he was really intuitive to it. So he was like, I could tell you're not 100% behind this. So I found that really endearing and just really special, because, you usually just want to move on and go on. So he's been excellent. If I can't visualize something, he's like, I could just do it on the CAD. I'll just send it to you. Just give me like 30 minutes. And off it came. And I was like, oh, now I can see how it looks. When we changed the porch design from, easy breeze to the big opening windows, casement windows, and phantom, he could show us what it would look like instead. And that was priceless in my mind. I think that was super key. And
yes.
I think you felt the same way.
Absolutely. Being able to see it get you one step closer to what it's going to look like when it's done. Spending a lot of money to do these things. Let's look at options and pick the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was really good. Very, very smart. Attention to detail, creative, resourceful.
Yeah, he was excellent. Colton is excellent. He's the project manager. I love that they use different business software. So like he would tell us when we were coming, who was coming to the house, when they were coming. We did a door where we gave them a special code, so we knew when they were coming in and out. Everybody was respectful. There was no smoking on the property. There was no loud music, which is not what you hear at other places. So I really like that. Stuff that you don't, like those intangibles that you're not thinking about, that really, I think, make a big difference. So, and they're very approachable. Like, if there was something, whatever, I never felt uncomfortable walking out of my house and leaving the people in my house. I just felt like they were all respectful. They all were good. We lived behind a curtain for most of the renovation. They thought we were crazy. They've all seen me in my pajamas. You feel like it's your family.
And we had done our own renovations before, so we're like, so how do we secure the house? And I'm like, what are you talking about? So they're like, yeah, they're trustworthy, but you'll get used to them. And you get to know them because they're there for 6 months or whatever, so you get to kind of know and appreciate the contractors. And we had a little lunch for them, a little contractor appreciation day.
Bill.
That was fun.
Smoked a brisket.
Smoked a brisket for them. That was fun.
Steve invited all the contractors that worked on our house to come and have, so it was really nice.
But Colton is an amazing problem solver. There's little things, little interface pieces and things that come up that that are not in the design, and he would figure something out, and he's low key about it. He's just like, fix it, move on. So and sometimes there's the heat of the battle and it goes up and down, and he's just steady Eddie, get it done, move on.
You feel very confident.
Incredible resource for Steve.
I do think Steve himself is a value add because he does have really good ideas. And in that second, so the family room where we put the room above it, I think he was a little concerned it was going to be dark because it doesn't get a lot of light. Now there's a porch behind it, so there's less light coming in. And he looked around. He's like, okay. And then he's like, I think you need a window here and a window there. And I was like, he's like, then you can see out to your deck. You're gonna feel like you're part of the party. Like, he just has great suggestions and they make sense. And you're like, yeah, he's right. And then, when we did the second floor, he's like, okay, I thought this room was gonna look small and because you came in 4 feet. He's like, it doesn't. So I think, he just has really good value add. I think that's what you're paying for him to come in and say, did you think about this? Did you think about that? So you don't have to go back and redo something.
And he truly cares about your project. He's hands-on and he's there when it's important. So you don't feel like you're kind of in a vacuum with whatever the contractors decide to do that day. He's making sure that it's done right, and if something needs to be like, time out guys, we're going left, we're not going right, he'll do that.